Hi, everybody. Welcome to Michigan Life Above the 45th Parallel.
I'm Jason,
And I'm Clarissa.
and today we are going to do some commentary for y'all because we lost our audio on this video due to some technical difficulties, so we're trying our shot at doing some commentary. All right, so here is the parts we'll need to install the temporary shallow well and get the point cleared out. All right, so I'm making sure the pipe was tight. Now I'm going to pull some of these boards back. I'm going to try and drive the well down a little bit. It's been sitting for, I don't know, about a week or so. I was seeing if I can get it to move anymore. She didn't budge. So I guess it sits where it sits. All right, so now let's take this union off that I use as a drive coupler. Pop that off. Here I am applying some pipe dope, and I'm going to put an elbow on there. Make sure that's nice and tight. And here we have a coupler going on the end of that elbow. And then I am also going to install the poly pipe adapter, and that'll allow the poly pipe to slide on and be clamped down. All right, and let's make sure everything's tight here. All right, now that the well pipe's all set, let's work on the temporary pump setup. Slide some poly pipe on the outtake there. I'm going to get some pipe clamps, tighten it down. I've already installed my poly pipe on my intake side. You can see it sitting up top there. Now that's my well pipe. It's my intake. It's going to feed the pump, and I have my tube out the back. We're all set up to start priming the pump. All right, so I just adjusted that outtake pipe so it's pointing up, not off to the side. Tighten that clamp down. Now, the next step is going to be getting this thing ready for prime. All right, so I got a jug of water from our 55-gallon drum that we got next to RV right now. That's our extra water storage. There is a prime spot right here. So I am going to pop off the little hose here. I'm going to unthread the little plug. And this is where we fill the water for prime on the pump. So I got the bell housing all full. I'm going to button this all back up. Pop the hose on there. Now I'm also going to pop off the intake pipe from the front of the pump. And I'm going to actually fill this with water so that my pipe and my intake tube is full of water and not air. Because if you don't do this step, you're going to just keep trying to prime that pump over and over again, trying to overcome that big pocket of air. So if possible, it's always nice to try and fill the void in between your pump and your water source there. And then you'll be able to prime your pump pretty much first shot. Kind of just know this by trial and error. All right, so now that we got our, oh, almost forgot my clamp there. Now that we got our water filled up, see a little bit of air in there, but we've got most of the air out, so now we got a good water pocket in there, so we should pull prime first shot. I think I topped off again real quick to make sure we're good to go. Now, all we got to do is plug in power and see if we can get water. Look at that. So right now we're just pumping the water that I primed with first. And we're just pumping that through the pump, and hopefully we'll start sucking up sandy, dirty water here in a second. And look at that. It's starting to darken up. You can start seeing sediment through there. It's almost looking muddy. Look at that. We got ourselves some water out of the ground. See, it's trying to pull through all that sediment. So now basically we got to see if this water source will continuously pump and see if we can clear out all the sediment. So that's what we're starting with. Let's see how long it takes to clear it up. All right, so we're going to let this run for a little bit and try and clear it out. So now we've been running for about 5 minutes, and you're starting to see a little clear water. Still a little sandy and muddy and silty, but clearing up. You can see it's not as cloudy there on the intake pipe. Now this is 10, 15 minutes after running. It looks like some pretty clear water coming out of there. So now we've created a good pocket down at the end of the well tip. We've gotten all the sediment out of the pipe and around it. And she's feeling how cold that water is.
Brr. It's very nice. You get to see how clear it is.
Not a lot of sediment.
And then Jason decided he wanted to play with the water for a second and decided to squirt me, which was oh so much fun. Got down in my shoe. Then he decided to continue to do it.
I was excited. We got water.
Yes, it was so much fun.
All right, so let's figure out our gallons per minute. Basically, you have to time how long it takes to fill up 1 gallon, divide that by 60, that's your gallons per minute. I got a 5-gallon jug here, so she times 5 gallons. I get a total of minute 30, which is 90 seconds. Divide that by the 18. Ends up working out to be about 3.5 gallons per minute.
And you can see that we're so excited. And now Jason is removing all of the boards. I'm helping a little bit. And we're going to take and fill up the hole with some of the rocks that we collected while we were digging.
Some of the smaller gravel down there in the bottom first, and then kind of layer it with medium and then bigger rocks on top. Try and create a natural filtration system there. You don't want any sediment getting down to your well tip. You kind of want to have that all filtered out so you're just getting some nice clean drinking water.
Yeah, and we did make for sure that there was no Petoskey stones that were going to get thrown down in the hole.
I like to throw Petoskey stones in the water.
Yeah.
So we want to fill up this hole. It's been open actually for a week. We want to get this thing closed up because if anything falls in there, any animals, rodents, or anything like that, and it dies, it can contaminate your water source. That wouldn't be any good. So I'm starting off here with just pure sand because we're in sand at that depth when I was digging. So you just want to keep sand there. That's a really good filtration system in nature. So we're just going to backfill this, pack it down nice and tight. Clarissa comes over with her little trench shovel to help out. 2 shovels are always better than 1.
Mm-hmm.
Makes quicker work. And this project's definitely taking us some time. So the faster we get it done here, the happier we're going to be. All right, so we hop down in there and pack it down.
I wanted to make sure that everybody got a little laugh, so I kept his stomping of the hole in, and I made sure that it was put into fast forward so it looked Funny.
What was that, shallow well dance?
Yep.
So now we're just going to backfill the pipe. Kind of trying to keep like the natural layers going there, because as you're digging down, you can see the different layers of dirt. So we're just kind of trying to stick to those same layers. Just keep it all natural. Get all the debris out of there, roots and stuff. Still got to kind of backfill in the whole area there. But we're just trying to get the pipe filled in right now. So now we know the hole's closed up. It's producing water. We ran it clear. So this part of the project's done.
Now that our project is complete, now we get to get ready for our first live ever. We decided to do a little behind the scenes video to show everybody what happens behind the scenes of a live. But of course, this was all part of the day when the settings on the camera were a little bit messed up, so we didn't get any audio of this. So, which, if you got to see the live, you know that the audio was quite hilarious. You can go back and watch our live. My mom kept on being silly, coming out and peeking at us and making us laugh. We had an absolutely wonderful time with everybody that showed up for our live. We really appreciate everybody, and we're so, so thankful for all of you who support us and believe in our journey as much as we do. We hope that you enjoyed our narrative, and we hope that you enjoy our videos. If you do, please like, subscribe, and share our stuff, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.